My name is Fatima Mahomed and I'm 30 years old. I am a student teacher as well as a homemaker. I've always desired to work as a natural science and technology educator. I came to the realization that an education degree will enable me to have the career I really want. I am currently pursuing a B.Ed degree at Two Oceans Graduate Institute. Over the previous 8 semesters, I've taken a lot of foundational courses such as English, math, technology, inclusive education, educational philosophy, and educational psychology. These classes have increased my understanding of the foundational ideas of natural science, including the construction and function of living things, the properties of matter and energy, and the laws of gravity and orbit. I am fortunate to have an opportunity to participate in several natural science research projects in addition to my academics. I have worked on projects looking into rainwater collection, building electrical circuits, and producing electricity. I have conducted experiments with acids and bases, studied classroom management, biodiversity, and sexual reproduction in angiosperms. Through these research opportunities, I have been able to put my understanding on natural science to use in solving practical issues and crucial abilities like experiment design, data analysis, and scientific communication. In addition, I have taken part in a variety of natural science activities such as volunteer in the community and joining the natural science team. Through these activities, I have been able to network with peers and experts in the field of natural science while also using my leadership and communication skills. I intend to pursue a master's degree in natural science in the future with a specific emphasis on environmental sustainability and conservation. I'm eager to keep learning and developing in my profession, and I have no doubt that the experiences I have had over the past 8 semesters have equipped me with skills I need to pursue a rewarding career in natural science. Inclusive system education and diversity are significant in creating a learning environment that is available, appealing, and relevant to all learners. The Labster system identifies the importance of these perceptions and makes requirement for them in several ways. One of the ways that the Labster system encourages inclusivity in science and education is by offering an available and interactive learning experience. The virtual labs are designed to be mesmerizing and appealing with interactive recreations that will allow learners to explore scientific methods in a practical way. This approach provides to an extensive range of learning styles, capabilities, and preferences, making the content more accessible to all learners. Another significant aspect of inclusivity in science education is covering a varied range of scientific subjects. The Labster system requires an all-inclusive curriculum that covers a varied range of scientific subjects from biology and chemistry to physics and engineering. By doing so, the system assures that the learners from different backgrounds and with different interests can find something that connects with them and they feel involved in the process of learning. Using inclusive education and imagery is also an essential component of inclusivity in science education. The Lebster system uses gender-neutral language and includes different characters and images that represents different races, ethnicities, and cultures. This method encourages diversity and inclusivity by creating a more inclusive learning environment where all learners feel seen and heard. Lastly, the Lebster system encourages collaboration and teamwork, which is essential for creating diversity and inclusivity in the learning environment. By providing learners to work cooperatively in virtual labs and tasks, the system gives opportunities to learners from different backgrounds to learn from one another, to share their views, and to work collected to resolve scientific issues. This method encourages diversity and inclusivity by promoting learners to work with one another towards a mutual goal. In conclusion, the Lebster system acknowledges the significance of inclusivity in science education and diversity, and provides for them in several ways. By providing an available and cooperative learning experience, covering various scientific subjects, using inclusivity in language and imagery, and encouraging collaboration and teamwork, the Lebster system creates a learning environment that is inclusive, appealing, and available to all learners, irrespective of their backgrounds and capabilities. As I reflect on my journey on simulation on safety in the lab, I have understood that this is a critical viewpoint of scientific research. I have learned that labs are filled with potential hazards, including the chemicals that are dangerous, instruments that are sharp, high energy voltage, as well as biological agents. Thus, safety protocols and measures must be assigned to prevent accidents, to lower risks, and to safeguard the staff. I have also discovered that the training lab employees in safety regulation and procedures can be effectively accomplished through simulation exercises. Through simulations, staff members can recreate potential safety issues and train accordingly. This will assist staff in developing the necessary confidence and skills to deal with these circumstances successfully. I am aware of how simulations work and how significant are the rules for safety. It is important to know that the safety procedures properly, as well as the protocols to ensure everyone's safety. By learning about simulations, I can now recognize and identify safety hazards that I may not even know. This will help me prevent any mistakes in the future. Even more, laboratory safety is crucial, and simulations can be a beneficial tool to educate about safety protocols. By directing simulation, I can amplify the necessary skills and confidence that is needed to handle safety situations effectively and to improve safety protocols to prevent any accidents. To my understanding, any learner that want to pursue a career in the scientific fields are likely to benefit from the simulation on the lab safety. For investigations to be executed in an ethical manner, safety in the lab is necessary to prevent accidents. Thanks to the realistic and interactive Lebster simulations, learners can now investigate several safety measures and methods, identify common hazards, and practice safety measures. Furthermore, Scientific education that is inclusive is necessary for developing a learning environment that is available to and appealing to all learners. Since many children find science challenging, it is important to offer a selection of inclusive education that ensures every learner feels valued and included. Lastly, I would like to add that the Labster method encourages inclusive education through providing a full curriculum that includes an enormous variety of scientific subjects, integrating inclusive language and imagery, and encouraging cooperation and teamwork. The Labster simulation on lab safety and inclusive scientific education are crucial in creating a more welcoming and available learning environment, all things considered. The Labster system enables immersive and engaging simulations, encourages diversity and inclusivity in scientific education, and assists in educating the next generation of scientists for a safer and more equitable future. The term Indigenous knowledge describes the beliefs, customs, and information preserved by indigenous groups all over the world. Since it is so ingrained in the history and customs of these communities, this knowledge is frequently passed down orally from one generation to the next. Through my interaction with my colleagues in Zoom meetings, I have learned about the importance of indigenous knowledge as a source of knowledge that may provide light on the cultural identities, the preservation of biodiversity, and environmentally friendly living. It is also an essential tool for resolving issues like injustice in society, damage to the environment, and the impact of climate change. In my perspective, it is important to recognize and respect indigenous knowledge while simultaneously looking for opportunities of integrating it into modern knowledge systems. By doing so, we can all work together to create a more democratic, ecologically friendly, and inclusive environment for all. Overall, I believe that learning about indigenous knowledge reminded us all of the importance that various belief systems are given and the crucial role that they play in developing our world. To use inquiry based learning approaches to inspire learners to ask questions, investigate, and to discover scientific topics via hands on experiences. To incorporate technology into the classroom, to increase learners' engagement, and to provide opportunities for interactive learning experiences such as virtual simulations, online labs, and data analysis tools. To encourage learners' motivation and critical thinking abilities, use real world examples and current events to highlight scientific topics and their importance to society. To incorporate group work and project based learning activities into the curriculum to improve teamwork and communication skills. To promote learner driven learning by allowing them to conduct learner led research and independent study projects, allowing them to investigate areas of particular interest and enhance their scientific inquiry abilities. To make creative resources available, such as online databases, multimedia materials, and interactive textbooks to accommodate varied learning styles and allow for self-paced learning. The development of scientific literacy skills, such as the ability to read and critically analyze scientific literature, convey scientific discoveries, and make informed decisions based on scientific evidence, should be prioritized. To encourage a growth mindset in scientific research and discovery by highlighting the value of tenacity, resilience, and learning from failure. To provide continual professional development opportunities for educators to stay current on scientific advances, teaching practices, and emerging technologies. To form alliances with local industries, universities, scientific organizations to provide students with the opportunity to participate in authentic scientific research and explore future STEM professions. Reflecting on my 21st century science education task, I have realized that the 21st century has brought a fresh emphasis on scientific education with a stronger emphasis on educating learners about the problems and opportunities of a quickly changing world. Therefore, technological and scientific advances have transformed our understanding of the world as well as our ability to address complex global issues such as climate change, disease outbreaks, and energy sustainability. While discussing with my colleagues on Zoom meeting, I have learned that science education has become crucial in this setting as a means of providing learners with knowledge, abilities, and attitude required to engage in scientific inquiry and discovery, and is thus considerable different from traditional classrooms. Thus, learner-centered learning, inquiry-based techniques, and the integration of technology and multimedia resources to accommodate varied learning styles are all hallmarks of 21st century education. As I reflect on my research, I have understood that nowadays there is an increase in the realization that science education should emphasize the development of critical thinking, problem solving, cooperation, and communication skills in addition to content knowledge. Furthermore, science education should be inclusive and culturally relevant, reflecting the diversity of learners' backgrounds and experiences, and allowing all learners to participate in science. Overall, scientific education in the 21st century is preparing learners for the complex and fast-changing environment that will encounter in the future. Science education assists learners in the development of skills and attitudes needed to change in the scientific inquiry and discovery while also contributing to a more sustainable and equitable world. I believe that effective teaching requires careful planning of each lesson. Thus, a well-crafted lesson plan makes it easier to identify learning objectives, choosing instructional activities that are both relevant and engaging, and use the right assessment methods to evaluate learners' outcomes. In my opinion, to ensure that every learner has a chance to achieve and realize their full potential, effective lesson preparation also considers learners' variety in learning styles. Even more, in my lesson plan, I considered several aspects when reflecting on the lesson planning process. First, did the lesson plan give learners a clear understanding of the learning objectives and what they would be learning? Second, was the learner learning and was the engagement encouraging enough by the teaching techniques and activities in an effective manner? Third, did the assessment methods precisely reflect the learning goals and the learning outcome? In conclusion, I think that effective collaboration of learning objectives and assessment techniques is a vital element of a good lesson planning, which is an ongoing process of examination and improvement that considers the need and learning interests of learners. Furthermore, lesson plans must be assessed and improved over time to help educators in improving their effectiveness and impact, which will eventually help learners accomplish their goals. Making science more approachable and relevant to the general public, especially for individuals who may lack scientific understanding, is, in my opinion, one of the values of community science engagement. The active participation of the general population in scientific research, data collecting, and analysis are referred to as a community science engagement. This collaborative approach enables a more inclusive and a diverse pool of participants, which can lead to more thorough and accurate data gathering, as well as an increase in public knowledge of scientific methods and results. Furthermore, the NRF aims to close the communication gap between scientists, researchers, and the general public through a number of initiatives and activities. Science fairs, open lectures and workshops, and other events are just a few examples of these kind of programming. In order to improve society's level of knowledge and facilitate better decision and policy making, it is intended to increase people's comprehension of science and technology. The organization is aware that these civilizations frequently have limited access to science materials and education. Thus, it aims to address this by supporting efforts that introduce science to these societies in a variety of creative and approachable ways. The NRF's prominence in fostering a culture of science involvement among academics and scientists in this country is yet another trait. The establishment recognizes that scientists must play a significant role in engaging the public and communicating the significance of their work, and it encourages researchers to take an active part of these efforts. As a result, I would assert that NRF significantly contributes to improving scientific communication in South Africa. Science knows no borders because knowledge is a human right and is the light that enlightens the world, said Albert Einstein, Louis Pasteur. This quotation serves as a helpful reminder that science is an international enterprise and that seeking knowledge is a noble and interdisciplinary endeavor that cuts over national boundaries and cultural differences. We may collaborate to further our understanding of the world and enhance the lives of people everywhere by participating in the community science. As I reflect back on my rainwater harvesting project, my whole purpose was to demonstrate that collecting and storing rainwater for later use can be very beneficial, as rainwater harvesting is a community science engagement that we can initiate that will seek advanced techniques for sustainable water management. Community members must actively participate in this project as they will design, establish, and maintain rainwater harvesting systems. This idea came up when my community was struggling with water shedding for over 13 days. Thus, by designing and establishing this project, the communities can lessen their reliance on costly and energy intensive water sources like groundwater and surface water by collecting and using rainwater. Even more, this project's encouragement of water conservation, which is crucial in many parts of the world, owing to water shortage and climate change, is one of its main advantages. I believe that rainwater collection has advantages for the environment as well as potential advantages for the economy and society. For example, it can generate employment and economic opportunities for the neighborhood and develop water access for homes and businesses that might not otherwise be able to afford. In my opinion, the community science engagement project on rainwater collecting is a great illustration of how community driven projects may advance sustainable growth and enhance the benefits of people and the environment. Communities can contribute to the communities can contribute to the establishment of a more eco-friendly and resilient future of all by collaborating to put initiative solutions into action. As I draw closer to the conclusion of my time at Two Oceans Graduate Institute, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude for the incredible chances and experiences I have had thus far. Although this year has been challenging, it has also been a period of tremendous growth and learning. I am incredibly appreciative of the assistance and direction I received from my teachers who pushed me to think critically and creatively and gave me tools I need to succeed in the future. I am also appreciative to my peers who have become lifelong friends and made attending university so much more pleasurable. Together, we have taken on challenging projects and celebrated each other's success. I am proud to have been part of such a brilliant and encouraging groups. On final thoughts, I want to express my gratitude to my family for their everlasting love and support throughout my university journey. I'm incredibly appreciative of their efforts and dedication to my education, and their support and confidence in me have served as a constant source of inspiration and motivation for me. As I look ahead to the next chapter of my life, I am excited to put the knowledge and skills I gained in these 5 years to use and to continue learning and improving as a person. I will always cherish the experiences and connections I have made here, and I will be eternally grateful for the great experience of attending Two Oceans Graduate Institute. As I complete my portfolio of evidence and reflection, I would like to reflect on my own path and growth. My portfolio reflects my progress, challenges, and accomplishments. It shows my perseverance, dedication, and passion for learning and personal development. I have developed a better awareness of my skills as well as my shortcomings as a result of the process of putting together my portfolio, and I have learned how to make use of my strengths and work on my flaws. I have also improved my critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and time management skills. Reflecting on my experiences and accomplishments, it did assist me in identifying areas for improving and setting new goals for myself. This portfolio will be used for self evaluation and continuing progress. I will always remember that learning is a lifelong adventure with many opportunities for growth. I will continue to push myself to study and progress, and I will never give up on achieving my full potential.